energy. Where are we heading right now?
We are going to the opening night of the Palm Springs Film Festival.
Whoa.
Where we're going to be watching Better Man.
Whoa. And this is on the 2nd. So the movie hasn't even come out yet. It comes out in like 2 weeks or something, I think.
Crazy.
So, yeah. We're heading to the film festival.
I'm kind of nervous because I don't really know what to expect. Like, supposedly there's a reception. But like,
Yeah, there's like an
like?
opening ceremony type thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we've never done a film festival before.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. So,
I wonder
will...
if we're going to see any celebrities.
I highly doubt it, but we'll see. Who knows?
Maybe.
We might just see, like, Nicole Kidman and tell her how heartbreaks feel good in a place like this.
Yeah, heartbreak does feel good in a place like this. And stories feel perfect and powerful.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. So, we're going to have a great time, and we're going to see what happens. See where we go from here. But right now, we're just driving. So,
yep.
We're driving to go stand in line.
Yay.
So, there's a lot happening right now. That's all I gotta say. Here, it's happening. You excited?
Invited to the Palm Springs International Film Festival. It's an even greater privilege to be chosen for the opening night film. Setting the tone for the festival you haven't heard you. He's bleary-eyed, he looks like he's just woken up. And he's like, sorry, what is it you want? And I was like, thanks for agreeing to see me.
Oh my gosh. What did you think?
It was amazing.
It was really good. Did you think a movie about a monkey man would be good?
No.
No.
It was literally as good as it possibly could have been, I feel like.
Yeah.
I was blown away.
Literally. I didn't expect it to be any good, and I cried through that movie.
I almost did too.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's way better than I expected. You should go see that movie. But, yeah, that's it for now, at least.
It would have to be a real good book.
Welcome back, people that watch us.
Wow, that's a really good intro. Okay, we are at the Palm Springs Film Festival.
We're at the film festival.
And we're doing I don't know, a vlog review thing for all the movies that we're seeing.
Exactly.
Which is really cool.
Yeah. Normally we would kind of talk about this. Yeah. I'm Jonathan.
Hi.
Normally we would talk about this kind of stuff on our podcast, but there's too many movies to go over for a full podcast.
Exactly.
And people would get bored.
A lot of movies.
We are seeing a lot of movies. So we decided to switch it up, make something new.
Yeah.
Do this instead.
Yeah.
And the choice of scenery is not our choice. It's just where we're staying. And this is the best angle because everything else is kind of dirty and gross.
This is his room. We're not sharing it back.
That we wanted to make that clear. That's a good one to make clear. That's good. We're hitting the bases already. She's gonna stop with those.
Okay, no. I'm hungry. Okay,
you just ate.
Where did we just go to?
Okay, we did the opening night movie, which was Better Man. Which, if you probably have seen the trailer and been like, "What the hell is this movie?" This is a movie about a monkey and or a guy who thinks he's a monkey. Like you probably are just like, what the hell is this? Like there's a concert
I
going
don't think
on,
the trailer
music.
captured the movie well at all.
Oh no, not at all. But we were like, well, the movie's coming out soon. Like this, we're going to a film festival. Like it's the first time we'll ever get a chance to
Yeah,
watch like a
I mean,
movie
it's
beforehand.
opening night, like you kind of have to go.
Yeah, it's opening night. We're like, this is kind of like the first opportunity or any opportunity we would get to watch a movie early, you know?
Mhm.
So we're like, let's do it. And so we go to the movie, which we also have like extra, like there's like an after party too that we kind of got
Yeah.
tickets for too, which was nice. But we'll get to that later.
Mhm.
But we went and saw this movie, which this might be a spoiler
Yeah,
full
prepare
episode,
for
so
spoilers.
this will
But
be spoiled.
I feel like
so
you're not gonna
sorry.
be watching a review for this movie early unless you don't care about spoilers.
Exactly.
Anyway,
so, but
we'll try to avoid major spoilers. How about that?
exactly, yeah.
It'll just be basic.
Spoiler warning starting now.
Anyway, I did think. Well, so first they like announced like the mayor of
Well,
the
yeah,
city and stuff, and then they announced the director, and he came up and said a couple things.
and then the chairman and the
cool.
director.
Yeah, everybody had to say something.
Which
Anyway, I
was
just think
not
it was
annoying
funny.
at all.
I did think it was funny because even at this special screening of this movie in front of the director and all these important people, they still played like 5 ads.
Yeah, like
They're like
then-
for like fucking like insurance and stuff.
they're like, okay, and let the movie begin, and then there's like 15 ads. You're like,
To be
what?
fair, there weren't any trailers. I'll give them
That's
that.
true.
We didn't have to sit through 25 minutes of trailers. But the ads, I was like, guys.
I would have sat
For
through
fuck's sake.
trailers.
I would have
instead.
preferred the trailers over the ads.
Yeah,
Oh
me
my
too.
God.
That's what I'm saying.
I was just like, this is so awkward sitting in a room full of like filthy rich people
Literally.
watching ads for like fucking insurance.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think that they mean this.
No, they do not care.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing was, before we even got to the event, we went to the wrong place. There was like a overflow place you could go to
Like an
across the
extra-
street. Yeah,
An excess. Oh my God.
you got this.
God, it is late at night. I'm struggling. There was an extra showing
Yeah,
across the street for like overflow crowds.
yeah, exactly. So we went to that place because that's what was listed on the website and what I had like saved several weeks ago when we were planning out the trip. And so we just went there, and then we like I looked online because the people that were running it were like talking about it, like, oh, this is just like extra people come here, you know, like
Mhm.
kind of stuff like that. And I was like, we should be at the
This should be, like,
main
the big
place.
deal, yeah.
Like what are you talking about? So then I like looked it up, and it's like, actually you should go here. Like on our tickets it said go to this other place, which was just
Mhm.
across the street, thankfully. So then we finally get to the actual place it was at and wait in line with a couple people, which was
Not
kind
in a
of
bad way.
no. And we were at the front like of the line too, which was nice.
Yeah, and there was like a tiny ass red carpet, and I
There
feel like there was
was.
no actual famous people. I didn't see anybody.
There might not have, but they were definitely like interviewing a bunch
They
of
were
people.
very rich people, but I don't think that they were famous rich
No.
people.
Definitely not. They were definitely, yeah.
Just rich, not famous.
Yeah, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so cool. Look
I
at
have
me.
money.
Yeah. Or they were like the mayor, or like, you know, different
Yeah.
things like that, probably too, like with Palm Springs or whatever. But yeah.
Anyway, so the movie started, and like, yeah, it was just like so not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Like it, and I really liked
Everything-
what they said at the start, where they kind of said like, when we were trying to decide which movie to like open the festival with, it was really important for us to kind of find a movie that would like set the tone for the rest of the festival, and they were like, yeah, we felt like this one did that.
Mhm.
And I was like, it really did, in that it took so many like artistic choices,
Yeah.
and it wasn't any one thing. It
No.
wasn't a biopic.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't like a drama. Like there were so
Yeah.
many things it wasn't, but then it was all of those things at the same time.
Exactly.
Like it wasn't anything
Which
I've
isn't
s-
vague at all.
It wasn't anything I've seen before.
Yeah. No, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And there was so much visual representation. There was like so many times where I was like, I love this like visual art, like style and representation that they're putting in this movie, because
Mhm.
like there's no way it would have been done this way in any other way, and it perfectly represents what they're trying to convey.
Yeah.
You know,
I thought the directing was fantastic.
it was beautiful.
And like for me, I thought The Greatest Showman was a fun movie
Hmm.
with some good music, but I was not blown away with the directing.
Sure.
I actually thought the directing was kind of bad.
Oh.
Or at least mediocre.
Sure.
But then this movie, I was like, wait, did we mention that the director also did Greatest Showman? That's why I'm talking about it.
Yes. Yeah.
This movie, I was like, the directing is like the highlight.
Yeah.
The way everything was blended together,
Yeah.
where there would be like musical numbers where it'd be like jumping between cuts.
Yeah.
And like, oh my god, that was so well done.
Yeah.
Like there was multiple points where I'm like, the directing is the highlight here. It's not even like the directing or the music or the acting or the music. It's the directing that's like standing out to me the most. So I was very impressed by that.
Yeah, very much so. And everything I was expecting the movie to be too was in the first like 20 minutes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first 20 minutes of the movie is what I was expecting from that movie and the whole entire movie, which is just like an average kind of
Just
biopic of like,
start. Yeah.
oh my gosh, he was so happy and then he became rich and famous
And
and
then
then
got
he
sad,
was
yeah.
sad and depressed. Oh well.
Yeah.
You know, like that's kind of how like Bohemian Rhapsody is, like Elvis,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like all those types of things. But this was all of that in the first 20 minutes, and then it was like, okay, now that you have this information, now we're gonna go and do a lot more with it.
Yeah.
You know, which I really loved.
Yeah, I liked that it kind of felt like they were doing what they wanted to do, and it wasn't just following his story. It wasn't just following anything. It was just the message that they wanted to convey, like the director and Robbie Williams. And I really liked that. It felt like you didn't know where it was going to go because they were in control and they were doing what they wanted to do with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which like I feel like that's unusual for a director to have that much like freedom with it. So that was really cool.
Yeah, it was. And there were so many, I don't know. The story was just also so beautiful. Like I did cry at the end.
Yeah.
There was like the very last scene is like so impactful, and like there was like a scene where I cried, and then like immediately afterwards, like I was starting to feel better, and then another thing happened. I was like, no,
Yeah.
like you're tearing me apart.
Yeah.
You know, it was just so beautifully made. It had so much like just beauty to it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, because they don't really cover it in the movie. There's like one line where he says why he decided to like show himself as a monkey. Which then a lot of pretentious rich people at the after party was like, well, I think it's this reason. Well, I think it's this
It's like,
reason.
no.
And there was like this whole like debate about it, and you're like, they literally said it in the
Yeah.
movie. You know. But he said like in the movie he thought of himself as like a lower form of evolution, you know, in like at least his past self as a lower form of evolution. So like that's why it was kind of more of like a visual representation of like the next level down, you know, from humans, even if you don't believe in evolution or whatever, but you know, still,
Yeah,
it was kind of just that.
I liked the
aspect.
touch of like there's probably at least twice in the movie where someone would get mad at him for some bad thing that he had done, and they call him an animal.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a cool touch.
There's that too. Yeah. Yeah. So there was just so many different things where it was just like, it was so well done, you know. It was so, yeah. I think that the only thing I kind of got annoyed with was there were several points that were trying to make it emotional. I felt like, but it just didn't like hit almost, and it was always like at a point where the real life Robbie Williams, not Robin, that's a different person. Robbie Williams would like cut in and start like narrating the movie.
Mhm.
And I was just like, no, we just need to like sit in this moment like with quiet, you know.
Yeah. I think and this is kind of the same criticism, but I think my main criticism is like Robbie Williams seems very problematic and very kind of just obnoxious as an actual person.
Sure.
And so a couple of times I was just getting annoyed by Robbie Williams in his own movie.
That's fair.
And kind of just thinking like, wow, he's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
And obviously some of it was self-aware,
Mhm.
but then some of it is like, haha, Robbie Williams will be Robbie Williams. And I'm like, so an asshole.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Some of that did get kind of annoying for me. Of like, he
That's
is
fair.
just kind of an asshole as a person overall.
Sure.
But you know, you can still sympathize with him as someone who went from a nobody to like insanely rich,
A somebody.
and then you know addicted to so many drugs and an alcoholic, and,
Yeah.
and depressed all at once. Like that's got to be absolute hell.
Yeah.
So like
And suffering from
the
depression
issues
since
that
he was
I
like a
have with
kid.
his personality, I was able to kind of set those aside to still enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
I think one thing that was impactful for me to kind of get over that issue I had with it was closer to the end when he says like, you know, they say that you stop growing up when you get famous, so in reality I'm 15.
Yeah.
And that kind of for me explained his like over the top personality at least a little bit better.
Yeah.
Of like, if you stop maturing at 15,
Yeah.
you know,
I
it
agree.
made more sense. And I was like,
It
okay,
did,
like,
yeah.
when you kind of look at it as like what he's had to overcome being famous from such a young age, that made a lot more sense to me.
Yeah. And that's also about the same time that they were saying that he like views himself as a lower form of evolution, is because he never matured past 15, you know,
Right.
until at least that point where he did start kind of maturing a little bit more.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
that's probably enough about the movie.
Yeah.
What happened at the after party?
Well, before that, then they did,
Oh,
after
we
the
did
movie,
do a Q&A.
they did a Q&A with the director, where the director answered like these questions and told these stories about how he like first heard of and met Robbie Williams.
Yeah, apparently it
and
was all
different
just
stuff.
through like Hugh Jackman when he was working on The Greatest Showman. Like Hugh Jackman really liked Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
And so in order to get The Greatest Showman to even work, he had to like meet up with Robbie
Yeah, because-
Williams and get Robbie Williams to convince Hugh Jackman to do the movie.
Well, no, because apparently they finished the movie and Hugh was like, I don't feel comfortable
No, they were
with like
about to film
releasing
the
it.
movie.
Oh, was it that?
Yeah, they had finished the sound. They had finished the songs, and they were going to film it. And he was like, "Oh wait, I hate the songs."
Oh, I thought it was like they finished the movie and he heard them
he was
again.
saying they're not going to let us film this movie if you're already killing the soundtrack before we've even started.
I see.
Anyway, so the Greatest Showman wouldn't have even happened unless he had made a relationship with
Robbie
Robbie
Williams,
Williams.
which is crazy.
yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah.
And then we were trying to go to the after party, and we almost didn't go because
Yeah.
there wasn't very much information. Like,
Again, not on the website.
there's very little on the website. You had to really search for it, which we
Yeah.
didn't see it at first.
No.
And then there wasn't anything on like the booklet that we got.
Yeah, we got
they
these
didn't
like
announce
giant
anything.
books.
They didn't announce anything other than, oh, you're probably going to a party, and we're like, okay, are we?
Yeah, we're like,
and
swear.
then we were like, Jonathan was like, oh, wait, maybe we should just like follow the cars. And then I was like scrolling
Yeah.
through the website, and I was like, oh wait, this has an address. Let's try to go here. And turns out we went to the right place. They let us in. Immediately offered us alcohol. which
Immediately offered me alcohol.
I don't
They
think
saw me
they
and
were
they're like,
asking for IDs
here.
at all.
No, they're like, here,
Whatever.
have alcohol. I was like,
Damn.
wow, you think I'm 21?
I
Thank
know,
you.
crazy. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, obviously we didn't know anybody, but like we got some food.
Yeah.
And also I feel like any famous people that were there were not like celebrities that you would know. We there's this guy who came over and was standing next to us, and he started making small talk, and we had like a bit of a conversation with him, and I guess he was like a producer on one of the documentaries that was being shown there.
Yeah.
It's like there was definitely famous people in the room, but just no one that you would actually know, I feel like.
Yeah.
Um
He was a pretty interesting guy. He came up to us and he's like, "Are you guys like creators of movies or like,
like
filming?"
I
And we're like,
wish.
"No, we're just like film enthusiasts." And he's like, "Oh, those are important too."
Oh my god.
So yeah, that was kind
Yeah.
of funny.
And then we were kind of just like waiting around. We took a picture in front. They had like a little red carpet set up that you could take pictures in front of.
Yeah, like a little like poster back
Yeah.
thingy.
And then we finished that, and we were standing there wondering if we should leave. And then I look up and I'm like, oh my god, that's the director.
Yeah, he was like 5 feet away from us. We're like,
Yeah, he was like in a group of people, and we're like, oh my god. And I was like, oh my god. And then you were like, we should go talk to him. And I'm like, I don't think he wants to talk to us.
Michael is very, very awkward in public and does not feel good about that. So I knew as soon as I
wasn't
said
that
we
awkward, just
No.
in that specific instance.
I mean, in the type of way of like, I don't want to talk to people.
I don't want to make it weird. And it
Yeah.
kind of, to be fair, it was very awkward trying to be
Well,
able to talk to him.
Sure.
Because we literally stood there
For like
for
10
like
minutes.
10 minutes, like
Right next
3
to him.
feet away.
It
from
wasn't
him.
even 3 feet. It was like
2
1
feet away from
It was
him.
like 1 foot.
Just
Yeah.
like standing there while he was talking. And to be fair, he wasn't like in like a conversation with people he knew. It was like random rich
Yeah.
assholes, like
They're like, oh my god, I
cutting in
saw
on
the
a
movie.
dance, just being like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
So anyway, and just
Literally.
like pushing the other person out of the way to talk to him.
There were so many times that I just started like giggling to myself, and
Because
then
they
was
were
like,
just saying like the most ridiculous shit.
there was one time that one of the guys that was talking to him was like, you know what would happen? The movie about a British guy that lives in London
Yeah.
would hit hard with the European crowd.
As if the movie
Oh my
isn't
God.
literally getting a wide release in like 10 days. It's like,
I was
whoa,
just like,
dude.
how
Whoever thought of that?
stupid are you?
It's not like the studio's been planning that for months.
I was like, yeah, no shit, it would do good there if that's what it's about. I just thought he was just being so silly. It was just so many like silly things. And then we were eating dinner too, and like the group, there's like a formed group next to us that like they just started small chat, and they were like, how did you like the movie, or did you like the movie? And one guy was like, it was okay, I don't love musicals. And they're like, well, have you seen this musical? It's like, no. And he's like, what about this musical? No. I'm like, so you've never seen a musical and you hate musicals? He's like, I just didn't like this part of the movie. I'm like, shut the fuck up. It was just pretentious, like asshole type stuff that I was just like, okay, whatever. But anywho, we're standing next to the director,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to think of something to ask him too. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to
Yeah, I
like
didn't
say
know
to
what
him.
say either,
besides,
but we
like,
just really wanted a picture.
We did really want a picture. We're like, we need to like have like a picture with him. You know, he just made this movie that's like really cool, really good movie. And he's kind of famous too because he did The Greatest Showman before. So yeah,
Anyway,
we're like,
and then finally, the final group of people walked away, and he immediately like turned to us,
Yeah.
and we're like, "Hey, can we get a picture?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, I saw you guys standing there for like several minutes, and I was rushing through the other conversations to talk to you guys. I was like,
Which then we were talking about it in the car, and we were like looking back at it, and we're like, he was just doing that. Like he was just saying like
he
yes
was
and
saying
no
yes and no
and
to the final couple who came to talk to him
yeah.
because they were being assholes. They were like, "We're from Australia too. Aren't we just best friends?" And he's like, "Yeah."
They said that at least like 4 times.
Yeah.
We're like, okay.
And then we came up. We patiently waited our turn.
Yeah.
And then came up and just were like actually nice people.
We couldn't
Anyway,
think of anything to
he was
ask him,
being
so we just
so nice.
we
He
were
was
just like,
so nice.
picture please.
And then yeah, he like posed, and then he was like, "What did the picture turn out okay?"
Yeah.
And then he like checked the picture too.
Yeah, he because the flash came on like the screen. It didn't like come off on like an actual like flash, like a like a normal camera where it would
Mhm.
like flash the thing. It just like kind of made the screen brighter almost.
Yeah, well, because it was in selfie mode.
Yeah, exactly. But he was like concerned about it. He was like, is the picture good? And I was like, yeah, it looks good. And I like showed him the picture, and he took like a minute to look at it. And he was like, that came out really good, actually. And I was like, I thank you.
Not sponsored by iPhone.
Yeah, I was like, I know, but thank you.
Yeah, and I got the feeling that he would have like stood there and definitely like had a whole conversation with us if we had been able to. But like,
Yeah.
to be fair, like I didn't have that much to say, but I also was like, I kind of just feel bad that he's getting swarmed by these pretentious assholes. Like,
Yeah.
I just want a picture. I just want to say hi,
Yeah.
and then I'm like out of your face. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? That's kind of what I was thinking, and I feel like he probably appreciated that too. Just like,
I hope so.
don't ask really dumb fucking questions just because the person's famous.
Literally. Well, yeah, we were just trying to be like nice, just like hi, bye. Like I
Yeah.
was trying to think of something to say to him, but like the only thing I would have been like is like I would have liked the movie a little bit more if it was a little bit better than this.
Like
But
giving
like
critique. that's not
obviously I'm
helpful.
not gonna tell him that,
Yeah.
Like but
I could tell that he respected
he did
us enough
wanted
for
us.
being nice that he would have talked to us.
He
and that made
yeah.
me feel good.
He did seem like he wanted to talk to us. But it's okay. It's
We got a picture with him.
we got a
That's-
picture with
that's
him,
important.
and he was extremely nice and
Yeah.
super kind. Definitely top directors that I know. Number one of people,
Of all
directors
the
that I
directors
know.
you know, yeah.
Well, I mean, actually, Joel, that's
Okay.
kind of hard to beat.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh shit! Nothing. Never mind. Nothing. I just remembered something I need to do
I
later.
guess I'll find out what the horrible thing was that happened off camera. But
There was something else
anyway,
I needed to do in a minute, but I just forgot about it. It's
love
okay.
that. Anyway,
But
I think
yeah.
that's all I had to say. It was really
Yeah,
fun.
It was really fun. We had a very like Taylor Swift like fangirl moment where we like ran out to the car and we're like, oh my god, that just happened. Oh my god, oh my god.
Because we almost didn't even make it to the party. And then
Yeah.
we got like a personal photo.
We did.
With the
Yeah,
and he liked us.
exactly. It was really cool.
And we talked to a random producer guy.
We talked to a
Oh
random
my
producer
God.
guy. Yeah. It was really fun. And we were there, it felt like we were there for 5 minutes, but we were there for like an hour and like 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
I'm tired now. So
yeah, me too. Okay.
we will be back
Yeah.
with lots of more movie reviews because we're going to be doing this
Tomorrow.
for 2 weeks.
2 more weeks. Woo woo.
Let's go.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.